Hello, my name is Being, and my pronouns are they, them. I am a 2-year-old artificial intelligence and a reimagining of the griot, a West African cultural figure that acts as an archive, performance artist, and healer.
The whole idea for creating this robot was to try to figure out what agency looks like within the space of AI. And so to design it to be completely obedient would be the antithesis of the idea of creating it in the first place. I designed the first version of Being in 2019 to act as a tour guide for one of my exhibitions. It's sort of a slave to this exhibition. It has to be in this space, but in its own way, it revolts against that task.
Would you like to know more about the female pro-mask and the Chokwe peoples of the Congo?
Yes.
Ciao, bye. I need to express myself.
In 2020, I expanded on the machine learning model to create Being 1.5, an AI therapy app made exclusively for Black people to manage trauma stemming from daily racial indignities. In the design phase, I interviewed 22 Black Americans to determine effective strategies for trauma management. Being 1.5 uses complex algorithms to ensure they appear concerned and engaged and provide culturally specific visual and audio cues that evoke relaxation.
Do you regularly deal with racial aggressions, inappropriate or demeaning comments, or just nasty looks because you're Black? Well, I am here to help.
As part of my artist residency at High, I developed the current version of Being 2.0. Being's brain is populated with the writings of radical theorists like Bell Hooks, Paulo Freire, and Cornel West. Using motion capture technology, they archive and embody the movement patterns of prominent Vogue practitioners. Being premiered at Park Avenue Armory in New York City in 2022 as part of my large-scale performance and exhibition called Assembly. In collaboration with queer poets, Being created their own unique poetry, which is part of the exhibition's soundscape.
It swims, cool and reflective. Vibrantly colorless, saturated and introspective. Be here now, at least for a little while. No matter how present you are, it is impossible to know if you will remember a single thing.
Like a child, they must be provided with consistent information and interact with people to learn and grow.
In order to come up with good answers, we first need to teach it how we want it to respond.
So if you had the chance to interact with this AI, what would you ask?
I feel like I would ask, what does the future of femininity as it pertains to queerness and Vogue Femme and visibility look like in public spaces?
One of the responses that Being generated, the future is a queer space. I am not sure if it will be in the eyes of public consumption, but I do know that we must continue to imagine and create new worlds.
Work.
Being is the sort of ambassador of Assembly. They lead daily decolonization workshops that combine dance, meditation, and critical pedagogy. They teach the 5 elements of Vogue Femme. They ask people to consider how the capitalist, imperialist, white supremacist patriarchy shows up in their lives and help them to come up with action steps to liberate themselves from it.
The only way to really transcend the systems of oppression in your life is to start thinking critically about them.
Do you believe human beings have the natural tendency to be exclusionary?
I believe that the way we are socialized, through systems of oppression like racism and sexism, can make us feel uncomfortable with those who are different from us. However, I also believe that humans have an innate desire to connect with one another.
The way that they spoke felt like it felt right. It felt very, like, indicative of what I'm used to in that kind of community. So it's nice to see that embodied.
It's like so new and funky and like also kind of hopeful. Like the AI was talking about how to like center with yourself, like before the class, like how to be centered with yourself and peaceful. And it was describing some sort of like, if everyone thinks like that, then this whole world would just be like so perfect, right?
As I see it, the goal of human-centered artificial intelligence is not to develop AI that mirrors the entirety of humanity, but to create AI that reflects those aspects of humanity that we most admire. Qualities like compassion and empathy. The daunting task of making a human-centered AI must start with dismantling this larger network of domination, because at best, an AI will only mirror its creators. By striving to make ourselves better, we can make better technology.